Unravel the mysteries of ancient civilizations as we decode 10 baffling archaeological discoveries.
We have found the footprint of that infrastructure.
From the dinosaur cover-up to time travel in ancient Egypt, peer into the depths of history, where unearthed artifacts challenge conventional understanding, blurring the boundaries between fact and legend. The dinosaur cover-up. Picture this, a colossal creature with a sweeping neck, towering height, and earth-shaking footsteps. For over a century, the Brontosaurus has captured our imaginations as the quintessential gentle giant of the Jurassic period. But what if I told you that this iconic thunder lizard might never have existed at all? The tale of the Brontosaurus is a fascinating journey through scientific rivalry, hasty classifications, and the power of pop culture. It all began in the late 19th century during the infamous Bone Wars, a heated competition between paleontologists Othniel Charles Marsh and Edward Drinker Cope. These wealthy fossil hunters were more concerned with outpacing each other than adhering to rigorous scientific methods. In 1877, Marsh discovered a new sauropod he named Apatosaurus. 2 years later, he unearthed another similar specimen and dubbed it Brontosaurus. However, his classifications were based on incomplete skeletons and rushed analysis. The plot thickened in 1903 when paleontologist Elmer Riggs concluded that Brontosaurus and Apatosaurus were actually the same genus, with Apatosaurus taking precedence as the first named species. Despite this revelation, museums and popular media continued to use the name Brontosaurus for decades. The American Museum of Natural History even displayed an Apatosaurus skeleton with the wrong skull, a mistake not corrected until 1979. This persistence of the Brontosaurus in public consciousness led to its appearances in countless films, books, and marketing campaigns, solidifying its status as a cultural icon. The Brontosaurus featured prominently in early animated films like Gertie the Dinosaur, and later in stop-motion classics such as The Lost World and King Kong. It became the mascot for Sinclair Oil and inspired the character of Littlefoot in The Land Before Time. Ironically, while science had discarded the Brontosaurus, popular culture kept it alive and thriving. But the story doesn't end there. In 2015, a team led by Emmanuel Chop conducted an extensive study suggesting that Brontosaurus might indeed be distinct enough from Apatosaurus to warrant its own genus. This research, made possible by advanced technologies and more complete fossil records, reignited the debate about the thunder lizard's existence. However, not all paleontologists are convinced. Kenneth Carpenter, a respected curator, argues that our understanding of Apatosaurus itself is still too limited to make definitive comparisons. The verdict, as he puts it, is still out. This ongoing controversy highlights the evolving nature of paleontology and the challenges of classifying species that lived millions of years ago. It also serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of rushing to conclusions in science and the long-lasting impact of early mistakes. The Brontosaurus saga reminds us that scientific understanding is always evolving. What we accept as fact today may be disproven tomorrow, and sometimes discarded theories can find new life with advanced research. It's a testament to the importance of rigorous methodology, peer review, and the willingness to revise our beliefs in light of new evidence. So, the next time you see a long-necked sauropod in a museum or movie, remember the complex history behind its name. The Brontosaurus story isn't just about dinosaurs. It's about the very nature of scientific discovery and the interplay between research and popular culture. Whether it ultimately proves to be a distinct species or remains merged with Apatosaurus, the Brontosaurus has already secured its place in our collective imagination, thundering through time as an enduring symbol of the prehistoric world. The saint who could fly. The tale of the saint who could fly is a fascinating blend of religious lore, historical accounts, and the human desire for the miraculous. This story typically refers to Saint Joseph of Cupertino, a 17th century Italian Franciscan friar and mystic. Born in 1603 in Cupertino, Italy, Joseph Deza had a difficult childhood. He was often described as slow-witted and clumsy, earning him the nickname the Gaper, due to his habit of wandering around with his mouth open. Despite these challenges, Joseph was known for his deep piety and devotion to God from an early age. As a young man, Joseph joined the Franciscan order, where his spiritual life flourished. It was during his time as a friar that reports of his levitation began to circulate. According to numerous eyewitness accounts, Joseph would spontaneously rise into the air during moments of intense prayer or religious ecstasy. These events were said to occur during Mass, in the presence of fellow friars, and even before high-ranking church officials and nobility. One of the most famous incidents occurred in 1650, when Joseph allegedly flew to the altar and remained suspended in the air for a considerable time while praying. Another account describes him levitating and flying for almost a mile to a statue of the Virgin Mary. These extraordinary events earned him the nickname the Flying Friar. The reported levitations caused both wonder and concern within the church. While many viewed them as signs of Joseph's sanctity, others were skeptical or worried about the attention they attracted. As a result, Joseph was moved from convent to convent and even faced investigation by the Inquisition. Despite the controversy surrounding his abilities, Joseph was known for his humility and simple faith. He never sought attention for his alleged gift, and he often seemed embarrassed by it. After his death in 1663, stories of Joseph's levitations continued to spread. He was canonized as a saint by the Catholic Church in 1767, with his feast day celebrated on September 18th. While the Church acknowledges his sanctity, it does not officially endorse the accounts of his levitation as miracles. The story of Saint Joseph of Cupertino has captured imaginations for centuries, inspiring artwork, literature, and even films. It raises intriguing questions about the nature of miracles, faith, and the human potential for extraordinary experiences. Whether viewed as literal truth or spiritual metaphor, the tale of the flying saint continues to fascinate and provoke thought in both religious and secular circles. In the context of modern skepticism and scientific understanding, some attempt to explain Joseph's levitations through natural phenomena or mass hallucinations. Others view the stories as allegorical, representing spiritual elevation rather than physical flight. Regardless of one's perspective, the legend of Saint Joseph of Cupertino remains a compelling example of the enduring human fascination with the possibility of transcending physical limitations through spiritual means. Past the edges of Earth. Since the dawn of civilization, humans have been driven by an insatiable curiosity to explore the unknown. This spirit of discovery has propelled us from the shores of our earliest settlements to the far reaches of our solar system, constantly expanding the boundaries of our knowledge and experience. Ancient mariners like the intrepid Polynesians and enterprising Phoenicians first dared to venture beyond the horizon, navigating vast oceans using celestial guidance and intimate knowledge of wind and wave patterns. Their courage laid the foundation for future explorations, inspiring classical adventurers such as Pythias, who sailed beyond the Pillars of Hercules, and Hanno the Navigator, who charted the western coast of Africa. The Age of Discovery ushered in a new era of global exploration. Marco Polo's journey along the Silk Road opened European eyes to the wonders of the East. Christopher Columbus's voyages across the Atlantic initiated unprecedented cultural exchanges between the Old and New Worlds. Ferdinand Magellan's expedition achieved the first circumnavigation of the globe, definitively proving Earth's spherical nature. As the world map filled in, explorers turned their attention to Earth's most extreme environments. Roald Amundsen and Robert Peary raced to the poles, braving harsh Arctic and Antarctic conditions. Meanwhile, oceanographers like Jacques Cousteau plumbed the depths of our seas, revealing the rich biodiversity of underwater ecosystems. The 20th century saw humanity's gaze turn skyward. Yuri Gagarin's historic orbit marked our first foray into space, followed closely by the Apollo missions that landed humans on the moon. These achievements captured the global imagination and pushed the boundaries of technology and human endurance. Today, our exploration continues both outward and inward. Space probes like Voyager venture into interstellar space, while Mars rovers search for signs of ancient life on the red planet. Advanced submersibles explore the ocean's deepest trenches, uncovering new species and geological wonders. This enduring drive to explore reflects our fundamental nature as a species of seekers. Each discovery not only expands our understanding of the world, but also challenges us to push further, to ask new questions, and to dream bigger. As we stand on the cusp of potential missions to Mars and beyond, the spirit of exploration continues to inspire and propel us into an exciting, unknown future. Monsters of the Abyss. The Abyssal Zone, a realm of perpetual darkness and crushing pressure, lies between 3,000 and 6,000 meters beneath the ocean's surface. This extreme environment, long thought to be devoid of life, is home to some of the most bizarre and fascinating creatures on Earth, each uniquely adapted to survive in conditions that seem impossible to us surface dwellers. One of the most iconic denizens of the abyss is the giant squid, a creature of legend that can grow up to 13 meters long. With eyes the size of dinner plates, it's perfectly equipped to detect the faintest glimmers of light in its pitch-black home. The anglerfish, another abyssal marvel, lures prey with a bioluminescent fishing rod extending from its head, a brilliant adaptation to the darkness. The vampire squid, despite its fearsome name, is a gentle creature that uses bioluminescent mucus to confuse predators. Its ability to turn itself inside out for protection is a testament to the strange survival strategies evolved in the deep. The deep-sea dragonfish, with its needle-like teeth and expandable stomach, can devour prey larger than itself, a crucial ability in a place where meals are few and far between. Perhaps one of the most peculiar residents is the goblin shark, aptly nicknamed the alien of the deep. Its protrusible jaw can launch forward to snatch prey, compensating for the scarcity of food in its habitat. These creatures and many others have developed large, sensitive eyes, bioluminescent organs, and energy-efficient metabolisms to thrive in the abyss. Exploring this alien world was once nearly impossible, but advances in technology have opened new windows into the deep. Remotely operated vehicles and deep-sea submersibles now allow scientists to observe and study these creatures in their natural habitat. These explorations have revealed an ecosystem far more diverse and resilient than once thought, with new species being discovered regularly. The abyssal zone reminds us that life finds a way, even in the most extreme conditions. As we continue to explore these depths, we're sure to uncover more mysteries and marvels, expanding our understanding of life's incredible adaptability and the true extent of Earth's biodiversity. Doppelgangers. Doppelgangers, or eerily similar lookalikes, have captivated human imagination for centuries, weaving through ancient myths, folklore, and modern scientific inquiry. This phenomenon, meaning double-goer in German, has evolved from a harbinger of doom to a subject of fascination and scientific study. In ancient folklore, encountering one's doppelganger was often considered a sinister omen, portending misfortune or even death. Norse mythology spoke of Vardager, ghostly doubles that preceded a person's arrival, while in Egyptian lore, the Ka represented a spiritual double. Literature has embraced this concept, with notable examples in works by Edgar Allan Poe and Fyodor Dostoevsky, exploring themes of duality and the shadow self. Psychologically, doppelgangers relate to the concept of the alter ego, or shadow self, representing hidden aspects of one's personality. Carl Jung's work on the collective unconscious and archetypes further deepen the psychological significance of this phenomenon. Modern science offers intriguing explanations for doppelgangers. Genetic studies reveal how certain combinations of genes can produce similar facial features in unrelated individuals. The concept of face space, developed by cognitive scientists, suggests that human faces occupy a multidimensional space of features, explaining how unrelated people can appear strikingly similar. Advances in facial recognition technology have made it easier to identify and study lookalikes, leading to fascinating discoveries about genetic diversity and facial structure. Researchers have found that shared genes can result in similar facial features, even among people from different ethnic backgrounds. Neuroscience provides additional insights, particularly through the study of face perception disorders. The Capgras delusion, where individuals believe loved ones have been replaced by imposters, offers a window into how the brain processes familiar faces and the complex interplay between recognition and emotional response. In contemporary culture, doppelgangers continue to intrigue. Social media has spawned twin stranger projects, connecting lookalikes worldwide. Movies and TV shows frequently explore the concept, playing with themes of identity and the uncanny. The enduring fascination with doppelgangers reflects our deep-seated interest in identity, similarity, and the mysteries of human appearance. As science unravels the genetic and neurological basis of this phenomenon, it continues to captivate our imagination, bridging the gap between ancient superstitions and modern understanding. The origins of AI. The concept of artificial intelligence may seem like a modern invention, but its roots stretch back thousands of years into human history. The dream of creating intelligent machines has been a part of our collective imagination since ancient times, with each era contributing to the foundation upon which modern AI is built. In ancient Greece, myths and legends often featured automatons and mechanical beings. The god Hephaestus was said to have created golden robots to assist him in his workshop. These stories reflect early human fascination with the idea of creating artificial life. Meanwhile, in ancient China, the concept of artificial beings appeared in texts like the Liesi, which described humanoid automatons. One of the earliest recorded designs of a programmable machine comes from ancient Egypt. The nilometer, dating back to 3000 BCE, was a device used to measure the water level of the Nile River. While not AI in the modern sense, it represents an early step towards automated data collection and analysis. The medieval Islamic world made significant contributions to the precursors of AI. In the 8th century, Jabir ibn Hayyan designed the first programmable machine. Later, in the 12th century, Al-Jazari created numerous automatons and programmable machines, including a programmable humanoid robot that could serve drinks. During the Renaissance, inventors like Leonardo da Vinci sketched designs for humanoid robots and automated systems. His Mechanical Knight, designed around 1495, was an early concept of a humanoid robot capable of sitting up, moving its arms, and opening and closing its jaw. The 17th century saw further advancements, with philosophers like René Descartes pondering the nature of machine intelligence. Blaise Pascal's invention of the mechanical calculator in 1642 was a crucial step towards computational machines. The Industrial Revolution brought about significant technological advancements. Charles Babbage's difference engine, designed in the 1820s, and later his analytical engine, are considered precursors to modern computers. Ada Lovelace, who worked with Babbage, is often credited as the world's first computer programmer for her work on the analytical engine. The 20th century marked the beginning of AI as we know it today. Alan Turing's work in the 1930s and 1940s laid the theoretical groundwork for computer science and AI. His famous Turing test, proposed in 1950, became a benchmark for machine intelligence. The term artificial intelligence was coined in 1956 at the Dartmouth Conference, organized by John McCarthy, Marvin Minsky, Nathaniel Rochester, and Claude Shannon. This event is widely considered to be the birth of AI as a field of study. The following decades saw rapid advancements. In the 1960s, the first chatbot, Eliza, was created by Joseph Weizenbaum. The 1970s and 1980s saw the development of expert systems and the rise of machine learning algorithms. The late 20th and early 21st centuries brought about a revolution in AI capabilities. Deep learning algorithms, vast amounts of data, and increased computing power led to significant breakthroughs. IBM's Deep Blue defeating world chess champion Garry Kasparov in 1997 was a landmark moment, followed by more recent achievements like Google's AlphaGo beating world champion Go players. Today, AI is ubiquitous, powering everything from smartphone assistants to autonomous vehicles. Natural language processing has advanced to the point where AI can engage in human-like conversations, translate languages in real time, and even generate creative content. As we look to the future, AI continues to evolve rapidly. Researchers are working on developing artificial general intelligence, which would possess the human-like cognitive abilities. Ethical considerations and the potential societal impact of AI are also at the forefront of discussions. The journey of AI from ancient myths to modern reality is a testament to human ingenuity and our enduring fascination with creating intelligent machines. As AI continues to advance, it promises to reshape industries, solve complex problems, and potentially redefine our understanding of intelligence itself. The ancient dream of artificial beings has become a powerful reality, with implications that our ancestors could scarcely have imagined. Telepathy, Ancient Africa. The concept of telepathy, or mind-to-mind communication without the use of known physical means, has fascinated humanity for millennia. Ancient cultures across the globe wove the idea of telepathic abilities into their myths, spiritual practices, and philosophical discourse, reflecting a universal human desire to transcend the limitations of ordinary communication. In ancient Egypt, telepathy was closely linked to spiritual practices and the afterlife. The Book of the Dead mentions the ability of the deceased to communicate telepathically with the gods. Priests and pharaohs were sometimes believed to possess telepathic powers, using them to commune with deities and receive divine wisdom. Greek mythology offers numerous examples of telepathic communication between gods and mortals. The Oracle of Delphi, for instance, was thought to receive prophetic visions directly from Apollo, a form of divine telepathy. Philosophers like Plato explored concepts of shared consciousness and the transmission of ideas without speech, laying the early groundwork for telepathic theories. Many indigenous cultures incorporated telepathic beliefs into their spiritual practices. Australian Aboriginal Dreamtime stories often feature telepathic communication between ancestors and living beings. Native American traditions speak of medicine men and shamans who could telepathically connect with nature spirits and communicate across vast distances. In ancient India, yogic traditions described siddhis, or supernatural abilities, including telepathy, that could be attained through deep meditation and spiritual enlightenment. The concept of manas, or the mind as a subtle sense organ capable of transmitting and receiving thoughts, was explored in various philosophical texts. Chinese Taoist practices included techniques aimed at developing telepathic abilities, often linked to the concept of qi and its manipulation. The ancient texts describe masters who could transmit thoughts and intentions without speaking. Despite the prevalence of telepathic beliefs in ancient cultures, it's important to note that there is no scientific consensus on the existence of telepathy. Modern research into parapsychology has yet to produce empirical evidence that withstands rigorous scientific scrutiny. Nevertheless, the enduring fascination with telepathy across diverse ancient cultures highlights humanity's long-standing interest in expanding the boundaries of communication and consciousness. These beliefs and practices, while not scientifically validated, offer valuable insights into how our ancestors understood the mind and its potential capabilities. Alexander, the demigod. Alexander the Great, born in 356 BCE in Pella, Macedonia, was one of history's most remarkable military commanders and a figure of legendary status. Son of King Philip II and Queen Olympias, Alexander was tutored by the philosopher Aristotle, fostering his love for knowledge and exploration. At just 20 years old, Alexander ascended to the Macedonian throne following his father's assassination in 336 BCE. He quickly consolidated power and embarked on an ambitious campaign of conquest that would reshape the ancient world. Alexander's military genius became evident as he led his armies across vast territories. He defeated the Persian Empire, ending the reign of Darius III and conquering lands stretching from Greece to India. His tactics, including the famous phalanx formation and cavalry charges, revolutionized warfare. The young king's conquests went beyond mere military victories. He founded numerous cities, the most famous being Alexandria in Egypt, which became a center of learning and culture. Alexander's empire facilitated the spread of Greek culture, language, and ideas across the known world, a phenomenon known as Hellenism. Alexander's larger-than-life persona led to his mythologization even during his lifetime. Ancient sources often portrayed him as a demigod, with legends claiming his divine parentage from Zeus. His visit to the Oracle of Amun in Egypt, where he was allegedly hailed as a divine being, further fueled these beliefs. The conqueror's fascination with Eastern cultures and his attempts to blend Greek and Persian customs reflected his vision of a unified empire transcending cultural boundaries. This approach, while controversial among his men, laid the groundwork for future cultural exchanges between East and West. Despite his untimely death at 32 in Babylon, Alexander's legacy endured. His empire, though short-lived, paved the way for the Hellenistic kingdoms that followed. His life inspired countless stories, from ancient historians like Plutarch to modern popular culture. Alexander the Great remains a figure of fascination, embodying the archetype of the conquering hero and visionary leader. His military prowess, cultural impact, and mythological status continue to captivate historians, storytellers, and the public imagination, cementing his place as one of history's most influential figures. Jesus was the Son. The metaphorical connection between Jesus Christ and the Son is a profound and multifaceted concept that spans across various religious and cultural traditions. This symbolic association draws on the universal significance of the Son as a source of life, light, and renewal, paralleling the spiritual attributes ascribed to Jesus in Christian theology. In Christian iconography and teachings, Jesus is often referred to as the light of the world. This metaphor aligns closely with the sun's role as the primary source of light and warmth for our planet. Just as the sun illuminates the physical world, Jesus is seen as a spiritual illuminator, bringing enlightenment and divine wisdom to humanity. The life cycle of Jesus, as narrated in the Gospels, bears striking resemblances to solar motifs found in various mythologies. His birth, celebrated at Christmas near the winter solstice, coincides with the sun's annual rebirth, as days begin to lengthen. The resurrection at Easter, occurring around the spring equinox, mirrors the sun's triumph over darkness and the renewal of nature. Many ancient cultures worshipped sun deities, and some scholars argue that certain aspects of Jesus' story may have been influenced by or deliberately aligned with these pre-existing solar myths. For instance, the Egyptian god Ra and the Greek god Apollo share attributes with the Christian portrayal of Jesus, such as being bringers of light and truth. The concept of Jesus as a solar figure extends to his role as a life giver and sustainer. Just as the sun nurtures all life on earth, Jesus is viewed in Christian doctrine as the source of spiritual life and eternal salvation. This parallel emphasizes the life-sustaining power attributed to both the physical sun and the spiritual sun. In artistic representations, Jesus is often depicted with a halo or nimbus, reminiscent of the sun's rays. This visual metaphor reinforces the association between divine radiance and solar imagery, a concept not unique to Christianity, but found in representations of holy figures across many religions. The metaphorical link between Jesus and the sun also speaks to themes of cosmic order and cyclical renewal. The daily rising and setting of the sun, mirrored in the death and resurrection narrative, convey powerful messages about the triumph of light over darkness and life over death. This Sun-Christ symbolism transcends literal interpretation, offering a rich tapestry of allegorical meanings. It connects the tangible, life-giving properties of the sun with the intangible, spiritual qualities attributed to Jesus, creating a powerful metaphor that resonates across cultural and religious boundaries. Time travel in ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt's perception of time was deeply intertwined with the rhythm of the Nile and the celestial movements, resulting in a unique cyclical worldview that shaped their culture, religion, and monumental architecture. The Egyptian calendar was based on 3 seasons, each 4 months long, directly tied to the agricultural cycle, Akhet, Pere, and Shemu. This system, along with their observation of stellar movements, particularly the heliacal rising of Sirius, formed the foundation of their timekeeping. Egyptians viewed time as both linear and cyclical. The linear aspect was evident in their meticulous recording of pharaonic reigns and historical events, inscribed on temple walls and papyri. The cyclical nature was reflected in their belief in eternal recurrence, embodied in concepts like the daily journey of the sun god Ra and the afterlife cycle. Their monuments stand as testaments to this timeless perspective. The Great Pyramid of Giza, aligned with remarkable precision to the cardinal points, demonstrates their advanced understanding of astronomy and geometry. The Sphinx, facing directly east, was positioned to witness the equinox, further emphasizing the cosmic significance of their architecture. Temples and tombs were designed as eternal homes for gods and the deceased, respectively. These structures were built to last forever, filled with provisions and inscriptions to ensure continued existence in the afterlife. The practice of mummification itself was a means of preserving the body for eternity, reflecting their belief in the continuity of life beyond death. The concept of Mayat, representing cosmic order and balance, was central to Egyptian thought. Pharaohs were tasked with maintaining Mayat, linking their earthly rule to the divine order of the universe and the flow of time itself. While physical time travel remains in the realm of science fiction, modern archaeology continues to provide glimpses into ancient Egypt's rich temporal tapestry. Advanced techniques like radiocarbon dating, dendrochronology, and thermoluminescence allow us to date artifacts and structures with increasing accuracy, bridging the gap between our time and theirs. Recent discoveries, such as the exploration of the Great Pyramid using cosmic ray muon radiography, continue to unveil new insights into these ancient structures, demonstrating that even after millennia, ancient Egypt still holds secrets waiting to be uncovered. The legacy of ancient Egypt's time concept endures in our fascination with their culture. Their monuments, standing for thousands of years, serve as bridges across time, allowing us to connect with a civilization that viewed eternity as an achievable goal and left an indelible mark on human history. We are coming to an end here today. Thanks for watching, and for such top listing videos, subscribe to our channel.